guys, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the next game review, and man, I gotta tell you all, today's particular review for me is a very, very special one. For today's review, and for its 15th anniversary, I am here to talk about Red Dead Redemption, an open-world western developed by Rockstar San Diego. Red Dead Redemption was originally released in 2010 on the Xbox 360 and PS3, and then it was re-released about 2 years ago, well, nearly 2 years ago, on the PS4 and Nintendo Switch, and then re-released again on the PC, I believe, just this year. In the events of Red Dead Redemption, we follow John Marston, a former outlaw who, after his wife and son are taken hostage by the government and ransomed for his services as a hired gun, he sets out to bring 3 members of his former gang to justice. This is a game that I am only giving away that much of the plot because what I just said just barely scratches the surface of what is an epic adventure and an odyssey of a western open world game. Before I continue on with today's video, I just wanted to say welcome to my channel, everybody. For those of you who are coming by my channel for the very first time, be sure to hit the subscribe button to do that. It's a feature video, it's a feature review, a reaction, a top 5, top 10, or whatever I have coming your way, and join me on my journey to 10K subscribers and beyond, because believe me when I say this, guys, you are not gonna miss the cool stuff I have coming your way. And for those of you who are coming back to my channel, by the way, welcome back, everybody. You have no idea how happy I am to see your faces once again. And let's also start our conversation below as well. What do you guys think of Red Dead Redemption? Do you guys love the game? Do you find the game overrated? Or even more so, between this game and Red Dead Redemption 2, which, by the way, look out for that review coming this Friday, so I'll let you guys know about that. Which one do you prefer? And also, really quick as well, the footage that you're seeing is captured from a PS5, which is backwards compatible with PS4 games. And by the way, make sure to run this game at 60 frames per second because, man, does this game play beautifully. Before I continue on with my review of Red Dead Redemption, I must tell you guys a quick story, as quick as I possibly can, by the way, of how I first came into contact with this game and how I first heard about this game. Let's go back to the year of 2010. I go into GameStop with a bunch of games, and I trade in a bunch of games. I can't remember which games they were, but after I traded in the games, I traded in because I was just going in there to just get store cred, to just buy a game that looked interesting. The guy at GameStop said, "So, are you looking to pick up anything or pre-order anything?" And I said, "Nah, I just want to look around to see what I can find." This particular GameStop employee, I can't remember this guy's name, but whoever you are, if you're listening, I want to give a big thank you because here's the thing, guys. This GameStop employee this day said, "Okay, I'm going to give you some advice. There's a game coming out called Red Dead Redemption. You have enough money to get the special edition of the game. Put down the credit to get the special edition of the game, go back home, and watch some videos. You'll thank me later." I took his advice, went home that day, and the first thing I did was go on YouTube and I looked up the developer diary videos, and man, I gotta tell you all, I was sold within minutes. The day this game came out, I went right to GameStop to pick up this game, I put it in the Xbox 360, and within that opening 10 minutes, there is a particular part when John Marston goes into the town of Armadillo and he sees a drunk guy coming out of the saloon falling down. There is something about seeing that particular event as you gain control of this game that, for some reason, I knew it was in for something special. John Marston as a main character sucked me in, riding across the terrain, the open world. This game had me in, and man, I fell in love with this game. How does this game hold up 15 years later? And guys, I am so happy to say that this game has held up like such a fine wine. This game is, just to say the least, a special game, and it is the game, by the way, that made me finally pay attention to Rockstar. It's finally time, after all the blabbering I just did, to get into the reasons why I absolutely adore Red Dead Redemption. Getting into everything that I absolutely adore about Red Dead Redemption, let's get into how beautifully designed this world is. Red Dead Redemption's open world is still to this day one of the most phenomenally well-designed open world games I've ever played to this day. This is a game, guys, that from the moment you finally gain control of John Marston, going into this world, going into the land of Armadillo, seeing that first bar patron coming out, stumbling out drunk, you come across the characters, and then you finally go out to Fort Mercer, confronting your former gang ally, Bill Williamson, and seeing how the world reacts. This is a game, guys, that especially in its open world design, whether you're going across the American frontier, going across all of these sections of this frontier, whether it's Armadillo, Thieves Landing, the Mexico segment, not to mention as well, the McFarland Ranch, coming across random world events, whether it's characters that you come across and asking for your help in missions, the animals, and seeing how random world events do occur. This is just a game, guys, that I cannot put into words, and how phenomenal this open world is designed. And I'm going to apologize right off the bat if I'm not coming across as the most sophisticated person talking about this game, because let's be real here, guys. If you're coming to this video expecting me to just dive into every aspect about this game, to which I absolutely will, but in the most sophisticated way possible, you might as well turn off this video right now, because all you're gonna get from me is a guy that is going to gush the hell about why he loves this game so much, but how beautiful this game looks, because man, 15 years later, and that brings me on to the next bit, Red Dead Redemption is still to this day a beautiful looking game. And by the way, the remastered edition of this game, and I will say this right now, while the remaster does look great, do not get me wrong, I would have personally preferred a remake of Red Dead Redemption that looks closer akin to how Red Dead Redemption 2 looks, because if you have played the second game, guys, Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the most stunning and one of the most gorgeous looking games ever played. There's no doubt about that. But, and I will say this much, the remaster of Red Dead Redemption looks amazing, and that is just a testament to how, again, how great and how beautiful the art direction looks. And once again, going across the frontier on your horse and the environments and seeing the beautiful vistas, seeing the canyons, seeing Mexico, when the game goes to its more sunset views and seeing those god rays going across this beautifully designed western world. I was just reminding guys of going through the woods, seeing the snow. Once again, guys, and I will say this once again, while I would have definitely preferred a sharp remake of this game that uses the same looking graphics and design of Red Dead Redemption 2, at the same time, I'm not going to complain about this remaster, because here's the thing. This remaster just goes to show how beautiful this game still looks. Something else that I gotta talk about that I absolutely love about Red Dead Redemption is the gameplay. Red Dead Redemption's gameplay to this day not only holds up and it feels great to this day, but the gunplay, doing hunting, doing stranger missions, and just doing the story missions, getting into either gun battles, not to mention as well wrangling up horrors, or getting into random conversations with strangers. The guns feel so satisfying, guys. Whether you're firing off a revolver, a bolt-action rifle, a sniper rifle, or hearing how powerful that double-barrel shotgun is, and especially in my case, firing off that Lamont revolver, especially in Deadeye mode, when you're just marking every enemy that you see in your path and just waste them like there's no tomorrow. And especially, guys, some of my favorite moments in my most recent playthrough is this: going across a certain enemy, and when you're seeing a bunch of bandits, having someone hostage, going in Deadeye mode, and if your horse somehow does this, your horse just gallops right up, you're going into your Deadeye mode, and unleashing hell against a bunch of bandits, and you see your horse just going up and Marston's just fire away. The gunplay in Red Dead Redemption still holds up, and not to mention as well that this game is just so much fun. While some people may prefer the more realistic approach to the gameplay of Red Dead Redemption 2, to which once again I'll get into that in a couple of days on Friday, at the same time, I much do prefer of how this game does take the more freedom approach for the players, and what you pretty much can do anything in terms of hunting, calling your horse from no matter how far away you may be. The gunplay and gameplay just alone of Red Dead Redemption is just the chef's kiss. One of the things that got me hooked in from this game from the moment I started playing this game was the storytelling of Red Dead Redemption, especially thematically what this game is doing with the storytelling. The story of a former outlaw whose family has been kidnapped for ransom and hostage, and what he has to do to hopefully not only gain back his freedom, but his family to go after his fellow gang members, even though he doesn't want to do so, but he must do so for his family and for his freedom and for his life. John Marston's journey throughout this game is a story of, well, a story of redemption, a story of hopefully change, a story of, once again, of civilization, of how everything is evolving, a story of the time of outlaws coming to an end, the cycle of violence, the story of the American dream, the story of the land of opportunity, how all those themes are explored in Red Dead Redemption, especially when it comes down to a certain point that still gives me goosebumps to this day, especially when it comes down to the ending of this game. There are many words I can use to describe how impeccably crafted the story is of this game, but all I'm going to say is this. The story of Red Dead Redemption is, to me, one of the greatest stories told in the video game. One of the things that I absolutely love about the story of Red Dead Redemption are the characters that you come across, because each character is memorable. There isn't a character that sticks out or is even like as a sore thumb. Every character, whether it's Bonnie McFarlane, Irish, Seth, Mr. West Dickens, not to mention as well Landon Ricketts, DeSanta, not to mention as well Reyes, and also not to mention as well the government agents Edgar Ross, Abigail Marston, Jack Marston, Uncle, who is, by the way, a vital character in the second game. Each one of these characters has such an important role to play in the story. Each one of these characters, although I'm not gonna let you guys want to say this. When it comes down to my favorite characters of this game, besides John Marston, one of my favorite characters of the game, honest to God, is Seth. I love Landon Ricketts, and also not to mention as well, another character who I love is Mr. Nigel West Dickens. Nigel is a character that I love, and one of my favorite moments of this game is in the third act of the game, in the final couple of hours, where John Marston comes across Nigel. There is a moment in this game that I absolutely love, and once again, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. Some of my favorite moments within the story are the more dialogue-driven sections with this game. One of my favorite cutscenes in this game is a scene that John Marston shares a screen with Bonnie McFarlane, and it goes to John Marston's past life. He talks about his dad. Another cutscene in particular, or another, I should say, dialogue-driven moment, is a sequence where John shares with government agents. Some of the more memorable moments of this game, especially for me, are the smaller dialogue-driven moments where the game does go into the themes of masculinity, redemption, change, evolution, civilization, the American dream, the cycle of violence, and how this game covers all those themes. It's just beautiful, to say the least, and I cannot talk about that stuff enough. Something else that I gotta talk about, and this is an aspect about this game that I absolutely love, and that is the voice acting. In particular, Rob Whitehall's performance, who, by the way, I do apologize if I butcher your name. I love this performance, and I love this character so freaking much, and once again, I credit this game and this performance for making me pay attention to Rockstar's games. Rob Whitehall's performance as an outlaw that just wants to get home to his family and is doing everything that he possibly can while getting screwed over, but not only by the government and by the people that he's trusting to get home to his family in a time so that he can actually live to tell the tale with his family, but also to live a hopeful, peaceful life, but he still gets getting dicked over and constantly messed over by people he's wanting to trust to get his gang to justice, or if he has to kill them. And Rob Wythoff, just hats off to you for delivering a performance that's soulful, full of heartbreak, and it's just a performance that just got me into your character within minutes of playing. Every time I play this character, especially coming down to a certain moment, tears at a certain moment, just absolute tears. This review wouldn't feel complete if I didn't talk about one specific thing. The music in particular, and you guys know I was going to talk about this because it wouldn't feel right to talk about Red Dead Redemption if I didn't mention this part. Once you finally go to Mexico for the first time and riding through Mexico for the first time, hearing the song Far Away. And just to show you guys a little clip from the gameplay I recorded, I'm going to show you this. I'm not going to describe it, but I'm just going to show you guys just a couple of seconds of what I consider one of the most, not only one of the most beautiful segments in a video game, but one of the most perfect segments in a video game. Roll it.
Pushing forward through the night, aching just to her side. It's so far away. It's so far away.
It is legitimately one of the best things I've ever played in a video game. It's not even a high action segment. It's not even something that's huge. This is a segment that's just full of atmosphere, John Marston's journey, and the music. Every time I play this segment, I hear that opening guitar beat, hearing the vocals. It is just, to say the least, perfect. And then, guys, going on to the last thing that I gotta talk about, and that is the ending of Red Dead Redemption. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. The ending of Red Dead Redemption is one of the greatest endings in a video game. It's an ending full of heartbreak. It's an ending that made me cry the first time I played it. And once you get to the final segment of the game, it is one of those moments in the game that, and I really do this, by the way, in a game, right when this game rolled the credits, I clap every time. It's a perfect ending, and it is a masterpiece of an ending. Enough said.
Ah! God damn it!
Issues? Nah. No issues with this one, guys. Move on. So overall, there is no single word nor a single sentence that I can use that can properly describe my adoration and my love for Red Dead Redemption. Whether it comes down to the game's music, gameplay, characters, art direction, or story, this is a game that from top to bottom, down to its bone marrow, that I love with all of my heart. This is a game that I could spend hours, and I mean hours, just gushing about why I fucking love Red Dead Redemption so much. So all I'm gonna say is this: not only do I love, and not only do I absolutely adore this game, but Red Dead Redemption is one of my favorite games of all time. All in all, I am going to absolutely give Red Dead Redemption an 11 out of 10. There is not a single word nor a sentence that I can use to describe how much I love this game, so all I'm going to say is this: I absolutely fucking love and adore Red Dead Redemption, and if you somehow have not played this game 15 years since its release, I strongly implore and I strongly urge you to pick up this game and get ready for one of the best westerns you'll ever play. And that, guys, is gonna wrap it up for my review of Red Dead Redemption. I hope you all enjoyed it. If so, please hit the like button, or if you dislike this review, hit the dislike button. If you guys want to see my previous 2 videos, please click it to the left or right side of the screen. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.